please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
Boy. Hello, good evening, and welcome to the After Hours episode 6060. I'm your host, Carlos Silva. I'm talking with you all the way from Aventura, South Florida, and today I'm joined by, well, you can hear, he's already in his way. He's already almost here. Joined by my dear buddy all the way from Kentucky, Collin Kendall.
Always with the puddles.
Yeah, you have to live with that for the rest of your life.
Yeah, I'm stuck with it. With it forever.
Yeah, try to. Well, I forgot because it's supposed to be like, I'm your host, Carlos Silva. But I was joined by my friend Collin Kendall, and also we do have our other buddy, Magic, all the way from Orlando, Jason Canapp.
Splish splash, I was taking a bath. Everything froze up for a moment for me.
I thought it was just me. Good, it's not just me.
And I was afraid I was put in a box
freaked
of
out
some
for
sort.
a minute.
But I'm back, baby, and I'm splishing and splashing next to my good buddy Collin. Puddles Kendall.
Buddies.
I posted a puddle today. I can't even comment.
Buddies, let's talk Disney. How are you guys? Everything okay?
Minus my head, it hurts at the moment still.
Yeah,
so
you know,
good.
we had some kind of an accident a little bit before we started.
We're good. I got all my head. Nobody's surprised.
Yeah,
I wasn't gonna bring it up. For the record, this is me not bringing it up.
Yeah, but Collin hit his head and I think fix it.
I did pretty hard.
And you know what his mom said?
Though. We're good.
No more Collin jumping on the bed.
Yes,
That's
yeah.
That's it.
You know, buddies, you know what? It's time now. It's time for our hello. It's hello time. Collin, who is there?
Me. Oh, wait. Sorry, we're not doing that. That's not a joke. Kelly Lawrence, good to see you. Carrie Krieger, Marianne Mears, Butch Rosenthal, Heather Demmett, good to see you. Kyle Bollmeyer, I think that's how I pronounce your last name, but if not, I butchered it, and I'm sorry. Jason, who do you see coming in?
Well, I see Carlene and Mary. You said Marianne already. You said all the people are right. My lovely wife Michelle. Thank you for not taking that. And my mom, my mother, who's with my sister-in-law, and no, not my sister, my sister-in-law. I can't keep these things straight. And my niece. You know where they are tonight? They're at Toledo. The grand opening.
Toledo.
Anyway, good to see you guys. Anthony, good to see you as well. And Peter Mano and Heather and I know Puddles already said hi to Kyle. I'm going to say hi to Kyle also. And I think that, I don't know, Sarah, did you say hi to Sarah?
Kelly,
to Jerry.
Elena Jahara all the way from Brazil. Heather, you say that. Caleb is here also. Mark Jones.
Good to see you.
Wendy.
Terry Darty.
Terry, everybody's here. Good. Gary also.
Jody's here.
Good to see you.
People want to know, did you slip in a puddle?
No, not this time.
Okay.
Just hit the ceiling. We're good.
But you know one thing, buddies, we have to ask everybody that is watching us and is quiet, is not making the comments, please. Write in the comments. Say where you're watching from. We'd love to get to know you. And
this from us.
Yes, we also like to invite, even if you're watching from the replay, don't hesitate. Please write in the comments what you're watching us from, and don't forget to like the video, whatever you are, in the Facebook or YouTube, and also to do share. Please share as much as you
Sounds like something
can.
out of Seinfeld.
Yes. we
Kramer
need
comes bursting through the door behind
we
Carlos.
need you sharing. You need you sharing. Even if you're watching in the replay, please share this video with your friends, with your communities. We will love to see our show being watched for much more people. We really need it.
Carlos is having a needy night.
Yes.
Sometimes he
Okay.
has a sneaky night. Sometimes he has a needy night. Today happens to be a needy night.
It's a needy night.
Might have both. The night's still young.
It's a children's book coming your way, Carlos and the Needy Night.
I am very, very sneaky, sir.
Oh, I got the wrong one here.
Yeah, I'm sure you got the wrong one. Sure.
Okay, good. Yes. Buddies, now is the time.
Now's the best time.
It's good to see a bunch of friends too arriving. We have Selby Pegorado.
And Kyle informed us that his father, Patrick, is watching for the first time.
Oh, really?
tonight.
Hello.
Good to see
We
you.
apologize in advance, but we're so glad to
Mostly
have you
for
here.
Carlos. It's okay.
I see Sarah Collins is also here. Gustavo Velasquez. Hello. And so it's the news of the day. Let's start with something that came up.
Was there any news this week, really?
There are some news. We're going to try to build up from the nice ones to the nice ones.
Maybe we should start with that.
To the nice ones to the very nice ones. Let's go to the first one. Is actually it's something that I thought is quite interesting. Let's talk about the Disney Family Night Dinner. This is something that actually started in Caribbean Beach Resort, and it's now also in the Grand Floridian Resort. So the whole thing is in Centertown Market, you have this option of a family size dinner that is actually for you can share between three or four, and it's there are different menus for each resort, okay? In the Centertown, you have roasted Jamaican-style chicken, you have fried yuca, cilantro rice, vegetables, and also, the price is $79 for a big portion. And on the Grand Floridian, you have the Gasparilla. In the Gasparilla Grill, you have garden salad, savory lasagna, which is a 3-cheese lasagna, two Mickey-shaped cheese or pepperoni pizzas, and the cheesecakes. The one in Gasparilla is $89.
Looks like you get more food just on the basis of what those items consist of, like with 2 pizzas and everything. But
yes. But the one thing that is remind me, it's not the first time that you see a family option.
Mm-hmm.
I experienced by mistake. Remember, Jason?
By mistake.
In Fort Wilderness, it was the
P&J's. P&J's.
Yes, P&J's. Yes.
Yep.
And I had, I'm still eating fried chicken
from that day. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the whole thing. They're called the Family Night Dinner. And they're saying that they're gonna probably start to have other versions for other resorts.
Mm-hmm.
What do you guys?
It's pretty neat. I mean, especially if you're at the resort. Like we were over there at Caribbean Beach when this first launched. And I actually think the items were a little bit different before they re-released this. So they kind of manipulated it a little bit, it appears. But I didn't see a whole lot of people ordering this. But those that did, it was neat because they were taking them like outside, or they were treating it like a family picnic because of like the cookies and stuff. And I mean, if you have something fun to do, something unique that you're not going to do inside the parks, you might as well enjoy it at a resort. A lot of people were taking it out by the campfire, which is kind of neat to see, so they could roast marshmallows afterwards and stuff. A lot of people seem to be enjoying it, just not as many people ordering it to like sit in the restaurant.
But Michelle brought something that is important because you also have they give you games when you order that.
Yeah.
So there's in this
game?
They're
It's
giving
a card game or something.
Card
isn't it?
game, yeah, it's a card game. It's a card game. Well, the other piece of news that we do have is that we DVC preview dates for Ratatouille are already announced. It's September 5th, September 17th, and September 20th. So
This could be interesting.
our friends from Disney Vacation Clubs already have the preview dates. So you have to follow a link. It's almost like the ones for the pass holders. And talking about pass holders, Disney is saying that pass holders will have a sneak peek of Remy's.
A squeak peek.
A squeak peek, yes. And it will be, we need to wait for that email that never arrives.
Yeah, for about half the people, it won't show up. But.
So
I mean, God bless my friends who do get the emails and text me, and invariably it's when I'm driving, and so I'm in a panic. So apologies to anybody who's on the road around me when I get that message saying the email's out, because I will have to pull over somewhere quickly.
Buddies, I need to ask you that. I need to ask you that. So if you receive that, please let me know. The last time
I will, as soon as I book mine, I will let you know. the second I can.
And well, but it's good that so Disney is saying that we're gonna have that sneak peek. I say, thank you, Disney. Thank you. Well,
now the kicker on this though, you have to have a park pass.
Thank you very much. You know, as a pass holder, I had just, oh my gosh, thank you. I fully appreciate that.
Again, if you get the ticket for the event and not for the park day, you're still screwed.
Oh yeah.
So you still have to have both.
But thank you. I really appreciate it. And then and if
the voices in the sky.
and the eyes are everywhere. We need to behave ourselves. So let's go to the other piece of news now. I cannot even. Oh yes, it's a good news. It's a very good news. It's something that Jason will be really, really happy. The pontoon boats are coming back, so we're gonna be ready to enjoy boat rides. And late August is the reopen of most of the marinas. They don't have a date but we're ready to make that video in the pontoon bait. It's happening, buddy. We're gonna be there.
Am I nuts?
can't wait
or are they
to do a
already
lunch
doing
break
some
for
of the
the water.
fireworks cruises, like the pontoon ones? Because you see some of them go out at Yacht and Beach Club. So
No,
maybe
the
I guess these are
fishing
just the
expeditions.
individual rentals.
Yes, I think it's the fishing thing.
Yeah, the fishing thing's
Okay,
fine.
that would make more sense. Okay, I was
The
say I know I
fishing
saw
thing.
some people on a pontoon boat.
It's a fish thing. It's a fishy. It's very fishy.
Yes, the fishing thing. Oh, thank you, Disney. Thank you. Okay, well, let's go to the other one. I think now we're starting to get to the interesting part.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Galactic Star Cruiser.
Do you like that poster?
I love that poster. I really love that poster. And actually, finally, and it is not probably news to our audience because our audience already had probably had the opportunity to watch Lou's shows yesterday. But we do have already the prices.
And they're a little scary
Yeah.
for some.
There's a
I think
little.
I'm not going to say anymore. That's the nice way of putting it. I think I'm going to let somebody else describe this one.
Well, the first time I saw this, you have that moment where you think, sometimes in other currencies you see things where they put a comma but they really meant the decimal point.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how I've.
Yeah.
Maybe,
Exactly.
no,
Exactly.
Maybe this is not. Maybe this is not in U.S. currency. No, it's U.S. dollars. I don't. Well,
Peter,
I'm sure there's a waiting list already.
your wallet will.
That's the thing.
Will
Yeah,
cruise
somebody's
right out
gonna
of your
pay.
pocket. Yes. Yeah. There's. Well, we have to remember that there's a. It is not a big. Amount of.
It's not a big building.
Rooms, and if you drive around there, you see that it's not a big building. It is and it is also something that they're testing. Not testing, but it's the first time they're doing something like that. There's no equivalent, so it's really hard for us to evaluate.
And they
how
could discount it too. I mean, they could shift it seasonally like a hotel room and then later percentage discount off if they needed to at some point.
But it needs to be
We'll
a
see.
huge discount.
Yeah, it needs to be a big discount. You know, a valid point that we should share, though, is that there is no option on here for adults. If you choose.
you can't
and
even
adults
figure
in
the math.
Disney
I feel like you
terms
have
or
to do
anybody
it.
over 9.
I feel like there's an algebraic formula. You have to like do
It's very
moderately
difficult to figure
complex
out
math to figure out what the fourth person would be. Like
Right.
it's yeah.
And it depends. I mean, you got to look at the ages of the people in your party and things like that. I mean, it could be an expensive bill fast, even if this appears feasible. It could be worse by the time you check out.
Right. Look at the
depending on
bright
your
side.
party
It
size.
could be worse.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, it's going to be amazing. We know
Okay.
that much.
But I'll bring something that is not worse. Let's talk about Mears Connect. So we already have.
Like, is that the guy's name?
It is a really
Is that
nice.
Mr. Mears?
It's a nice fellow there,
Mr. Connect, actually.
What
like a
we
nice
do
guy.
have, you already have the prices for the the transportation service between MCO and the resorts. Yesterday we discussed that a little bit. It's a little bit. I don't know if it depends on where we compare to, but this $16 one way for per adult, and you have the premium service. What they do say is that you're not gonna wait in the regular service. You're not gonna wait more than 20 minutes from. Yeah, you're not
We'll
gonna
see
wait.
if that's true.
Let's
I
see.
think they say that about the Magical Express too, but
Let's see.
so my kicker on this one is the family price, the $200. I mean, you can do that currently with the town car. Is the kicker? Like, if
Well, that's
not
what
less.
it is essentially. I mean, that's
Right. I mean,
Yeah.
you're gonna pay that. I mean, there are other services. I know this one's kind of partnered with Disney, so they're making it a little easier for you. But if you look around a little bit, you can find a town car service that'll get you to the parks for $50 each way. I mean, for up to 5 or 6 people. It's doable. I did it a few weeks ago, but something to look out for. And if anybody wants that contact, I'll be happy to give it to you. That's no kickback from me. It's just somebody we use. But if you need an option,
Is
let
it
us
Billy
know.
Bob with the pickup truck?
It's
I
not.
told
He's
you,
very
Colin,
nice.
We can't keep sending him out.
Little
to pick people
fringe
up.
gentleman. He's very, very nice. His name
They have
is
to sit in the back with the German Shepherd.
Aldo, I believe. No, he's very nice. Nice cars,
Nice.
nice vehicles,
Okay.
multi-passenger van if you need it. It's great. It's great. Super nice guy.
Like
But
the 18.
buddies,
Exactly.
another thing we do have, and it's probably the biggest news of
Dessert?
the week. No, it is. It's
I do like
it's like our dessert for the news of the week. It is the Magic Key in Disneyland, and people will say, why are guys worried about Magic Key in Disneyland? Is it what
We
they
like Disneyland.
we not only like Disneyland, but we're paying a lot of attention to what they're doing there because it could reflect in our AP here. So they came up with, and the first reaction was that they changed the names of the different tiers for different name keys.
They named them after cruise ships.
Yeah. And the first reaction was, one thing, it seems to be a little bit cheaper than the old ones. No.
It depends.
No.
Yeah, it depends.
No.
Well, the thing is, you got to think there's more tiered options for non-locals.
Yes.
I believe that's a fair statement.
Yep.
Like, you don't
There are-
have to buy the top
there are always
tier as a
none.
non-local.
There are always tiered options for non-locals, though.
So that is different than Disney World. I've never
Yes.
bought an annual pass for
Yeah.
the West Coast.
Yeah, and
Didn't know if
in
that
the
was
West
a
Coast,
thing.
they stratified it differently. So there were options that were only available for Southern California folks.
Right.
Just like
now it's all
there-
one, correct?
No, because there's that one option that's only available for Southern California.
No,
only.
like there's not two different tiers of options and prices. You only have the one that's different for just California residents.
You're the one. Yes, that's right. As far as I can tell, I don't know.
But
It's a little hard.
It's still developing. It's okay.
but one thing, Marianne is saying, will this be similar to Walt Disney World Annual Pass? That's what we're trying
We don't know.
and that's why we're
They
paying
did say
attention.
that we're going to know something before the 50th, though.
But the one thing that I have to keep, everybody needs to
Try
keep
not to
in,
worry about it.
Yeah, we need to keep in mind that
Like, we will have your blood results in 2 months. Try not to worry about it in the meantime.
It's okay.
That thing growing on the back of your, don't worry about it.
But
Hey, at least maybe it'll be different.
but
I'll
yeah,
take these prices on the East Coast. That would be okay.
but buddies, one thing that we need to bring up is that even with the smaller tiers that they have blockout dates, we saw that there were several changes in the blockout dates. So there are much more blockout dates in the keys that they're susceptible to calendars, and even with the one that is no blockout dates, the Dream Key, we need to remember that we also have something called Park Pass. That's for some obvious reason now is became official. Is not something that not only for the COVID times, is something that probably is here to stay.
The reservation system.
Yes, the Park Pass, the Park Pass system. So that will always bring the idea that it's not that you have a free calendar to choose, even if you're in the Dream Key. Okay, guys, and Jason, I don't know if you want to add something up on that. We had a really nice discussion yesterday, and
My offline conversation.
Yes.
I mean, it was.
Somebody pull on his leg.
Yeah, you want me to put? I will put you.
The one thing that just jumped out at me. No, don't put me in front and center. The one thing that just jumped out at me now that I didn't worry about until just this very minute was we didn't mention this, but in the Keys to Your Heart plan that Disneyland has, there's it's only the top tier that gets free parking. The next tier down, and maybe the next 2 tiers down, it's 50% off parking. Which makes me feel like that's all.
Parking's $48 a day.
Is that going to happen? Right? Is that going to happen? And I don't know, and I don't want to speculate and cause a rumor to start or anything like that. I at Collin's urging, I did rewatch the lecture by Duncan Wardle. And not lecture, but the talk he gave.
It's a valid thing to think about.
It was a TEDx talk.
Yeah. And for those who don't know, I think he was VP of Creativity when this Magic Band situation was developing, and it's interesting to see how it's changed.
Right, and he had been on the creative side of Disney for and really customer experience side, the guest experience side for 30 years.
He's a super nice guy
or more. And it was interesting to hear him talk about it. And this is obviously all a couple of years ago, so before these changes are made and so forth.
I don't think he's worked for the company.
He made a
in
comment,
at least 5 years.
and I don't. He made a comment, and it's kind of wearing my business hat, my entrepreneurial hat on. This resonated for me because he made a comment about how, they when approaching Disneyland Paris from a business strategy standpoint, like they had this kind of build it and they will come, this sort of Field of Dreams model, and he said, they had all this data that kind of reinforced what they believed was to be true, and then it turned out that didn't work. And then there was this why, and and he gets to the bottom of it is, you have to understand the customer and to sometimes to make money, to because these are for-profit organizations and they should be making money for shareholders. To make money, sometimes you actually have to not just understand your guest even better, but you also have to invest in that guest and invest in the experience that they're having, because there's things that you can do, and in this case it would save time for them, and also save money for them.
He gives of
that then allows shopping. That then allows you to spend more time like doing things that are going to end up benefiting the company. So and he made this comment about how, yes, we could have just raised ticket prices. We could have just done that, and that, but that would have been
happen after the fact.
He's right, but he said that would have been a reductive strategy, not an innovative strategy. Right, and I was like,
which is brilliant.
Oh,
it's brilliant.
Right, yeah. And I just hope that some of that magic is left. in terms of the desire to innovate around guest experience as a way to invest, by investing in that experience, that you raise the tides, that you raise the ships with tides, and that everybody benefits. The guest experience gets improved, the financial bottom line gets improved, because people just are having a good time and they have more time on their hands to spend money on things that they love and create memories and so forth. And like the bus thing that we talked about last night, for me, that's one of those worrisome things, because I remember the first trip we took. I think it might have been the first time we used the Magical Express bus. Might have been when we were living in Colorado, and I just was amazed. I got these tags sent to me at home, and you filled them out, or maybe I think we filled them out or something, and then you tagged your bags, and I just was incredulous about this. Like, you're telling me that I'm going to hand my bags over at the airport to, I don't know, American Airlines or whatever, Southwest, and they're going to show up in my hotel room because of this piece of paper I'm wrapping around the handle. Okay. Control freak in me is having a meltdown, right?
Seeing Jason in an airport it's an interesting experience.
you get to the airport and you do your thing, and when you arrive in Orlando and you get off and you don't have your bags, and you don't go to the baggage claim, which is a nightmare to going down to the baggage, right? But instead you go to that other level, the magic level, where the cast members are there with their white gloves, they're waving at you like Mickey, and you go to where you're supposed to go, and you get on the bus and you watch the video and you're all excited, and you do get to your hotel room and your bags do show up later. It's amazing, and it was free, and everyone knows it wasn't really free. It was built into what we were already paying, right? But just the little things like that, like, matter, like that, because it's not just about making it easy. It's not just about like making it easier for the guest, or making
it's an experience, not a dollar.
When I would lecture on this sort of guest experience stuff myself in the veterinary industry, I would use this as a representation of how Disney's engineering of that guest experience actually begins in your home before you leave on the trip, right? And I just feel like this is like a fracture in that system, and I don't want to get negative about it. I know I already have a little bit, but I don't.
I mean, it is reality at the end of the day.
I just hope that we're not on this path towards what he called sort of a reductive strategy as opposed to an innovative strategy. Yeah. Anyway, there you go. I'll still spend them. Look, I bleed Disney. Like, it doesn't. You want to charge for parking? Okay. You want to raise the fees for? Yes, I will. I will gladly pay because I love it. I love it. But there's so many people who can't just do that. And that's
it's becoming less and less feasible for a lot of people, which is, that's a fair point. Look at the dollars. It's inevitable.
I still love it, and it's a problem
I
love it so much that I'm just gonna spend. And I think this all started from our conversation also around the what is it called, the galactic
Star Cruiser,
galactic. I was going to call it the.
It's the same thing, though.
Say that.
No, one thing, Collin. I don't think it's the same thing. I think one thing is, and I fully understand you trying to bring another kind of product, another kind of experience. But one thing that is pretty
beautiful experience.
It's beautiful experience, and I applaud everything they're doing, and
we hope that we get to experience it.
Yeah, I will to understand as per now that probably there's a good reason to have that price. But one thing that Jason put nicely done and well is that there's some really good things about some basic things that you used to have. There was so much magic in the basic things, even that those basic things to have their costs or the price already included in whatever we're paying. They're not for free.
Right.
Don't forget about that. And
there were things that everybody was not necessarily entitled to, because that's a poor choice of words, but there were things that everyone got to experience no matter where you stayed, no matter what you paid for it.
Yeah. So that's
also, and I don't want to point this out too, because this is something that bothered me that I learned yesterday. my mother, who is local, right now, who can't get an annual pass yet. Still, she's in that group of people, who's been paying like 2, maybe 3 times over now the Florida, I don't know whatever they're calling the multi-day plan, right? Because that's the cheapest way to see it. Still,
which is still not that cheap.
It comes out that if you buy 4 days, it's $55 per day, but you can't park hop with that. It's a single park anyway. Right. But you also, it doesn't include parking in that, right? And
which is another $28 right now.
Yeah, but here's the thing, because she doesn't. It's not like she has mobility issues, but like sometimes in some of those, especially at Magic Kingdom, you have to walk a lot just to get to the point where you're getting on your transportation, right? And so she ends up paying. I hope she doesn't hate me for saying this. She ends up paying for the what do they call that? The one that you always do. The preferred parking.
The preferred parking.
So she ends up spending. Like that's almost the cost of the ticket to get in. That you're paying for parking because they don't have the trams anymore.
And it makes you wonder if they'll come back for that reason.
Well, this is what I worry about. And so
that's
what I'm
the dilemma.
Like, just please, just bury the cost. Bury the cost.
Yeah.
We will pay. Don't make people have to choose to spend money so they don't have to walk further. Like just
kind of like when they added resort parking. If you would have put that $18 to $25 in the room cost, nobody would have said a word.
and I don't know if I should say this or not. I think it's fine because this is not
say it.
Well, it's not a secret. It's like this isn't a secret. It's just something I don't think a lot of people know. Is that they brought valet parking back to at least the deluxe resorts have valet parking back now, right? They didn't have a lot of fanfare about that, but it's back. And if I'm not mistaken, it's actually cheaper. It would be cheaper to pay for valet parking than it would to pay for the premier parking at the general lot, like in a Magic Kingdom resort. Just put that out there. Anyway.
By a substantial margin, actually.
Yes, thank you.
But yes, and one thing that we have to remember is that we're Disney fans. We're Disney.
Oh my gosh!
We're Disney freaks. We're always going to talk about Disney, but we also will not forget that sometimes we see that there are similar experiences that we can have in a way that you don't need to pay that much. We will be really happy to share with you. So the whole idea of our show is Let's Talk Disney, yes, but we do have a commitment with you guys to share things that are good. That's why we do the whole thing with the Go With Us, and the idea of spreading our borders a little bit is pretty. It comes along with that.
Right. There's a huge authenticity factor for that for us. We don't want to be just saying, "Hey, everything's wonderful all the time. It's all great." When you have options, we all have places we like to go. You have things you could do differently, and we'll look at some of the options and things we like to do.
But I think the important distinction to make here is that, and I do it with the Magic stuff. I know that Collin does it with Guy for WDW and Carlos as well for Ponto, all the Pontos.
Just gonna have one for every state eventually.
The tie back is still like I said before, we bleed Disney, right? So for us, even when we're looking for other experiences, be they local here or abroad, that these are still experiences that resonate with the Disney lover in us.
Yes,
right. Like that's the thing.
That's a connection.
And we always look at things from a Disney perspective, so the level that we're gauging things from, because it's a similar perspective to something you've experienced.
Yes,
right.
In most cases.
Yes.
And
anyway.
That's it. Thank you, Disney.
That was fun. Good night, guys. That was great.
Thank you. And then just to make sure
my pass is still here.
that we're gonna have a nice transition. I have to tell you one thing, that this piece of news were brought by the Pontos, by Ponto Orlando and Ponto Miami. The whole idea is that I would like to bring whatever we do when we're not doing our favorite show, which is After Hours. We do have other stuff that we do, and in my case, it is Ponto Orlando and Ponto Miami, which is my content in Portuguese, and you can watch me every Tuesday night in Portuguese, 8 p.m. My show, which is the Ponto a Ponto Live, we talk about South Florida, we talk about Central Florida, and also Disney. And you can watch me in Facebook and in the YouTube also. And I would like to bring, when talking about YouTube, I have to remember everybody that we do have our YouTube channel. For the After Hours, you go to youtube.com/After Hours Let's Talk Disney all together. Okay, this is the just a message that I would like to do. And actually, I have to ask you one thing, guys. And I will ask Mr. Puddles. It is now is the time.
What?
Now is
the best time.
This is Eat It. Eat it. Oh,
Just have an egg and
eat it. Yeah, this is Eat It. It is the segment that we're like to share with you particular specific items of menus in the what is going on?
What is he doing?
Yeah, I don't know.
Is that always there?
Yes. Okay. You want to? You can
it's
share.
fine.
No, okay.
No, it's fine.
So the idea is to share items, specific items of. Let me sing that this to you. You feeling better? You feeling better?
It feels so roomy now.
Yeah. Specific items of
the moons in your space.
Of restaurants in Walt Disney World. Okay. So let's start with Collin. Collin, let me bring your option. Do you remember
brought
that?
The affordable option to the table.
Which was?
Yeah, so this is actually steak and cheese at Floatworks, which is a really random item, and Jason called me out on it, but it's actually incredibly good. Actually, all of their sandwiches are very good, but I had to pick this one because I had a photo of it. Their actual po' boy sandwiches are really wonderful as well, but if you... Why is he laughing at me?
I don't know.
What's wrong?
Let me ring the... I'm trying to see if there's something...
I don't know. What did he do?
Oh my god. Just keep going.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
No, that's not good.
Yeah.
But I don't know what else to say at this point. But if you've been to Floatworks, the food's very good. Get you some beignets at the end of the night and enjoy a good sandwich.
What is it? I'm trying to find something there.
I don't know.
I loved it. I loved it.
It's a wonderful place to eat.
I'm sure it's lovely.
Okay. Okay. Let's go to my option. And my option is actually it is kind of a homage to what's going on today. Actually, is the opening of Yachtman Steakhouse in Yacht Club Resort. So for me, one of my favorite picks there and options there is the 28-ounce porterhouse that people say they usually is for two. I know that it could be for one.
Please tell me you didn't eat 28 ounces of steak in one sitting.
Don't answer that.
Don't admit it.
Don't answer that.
It is really good. It is really good. You have the Bernard sauce there. Actually, Yachtman Steakhouse, it is amazing. It is always a good experience. It's always lovely to see that there's a steakhouse that has own team of butchers doing their mustard.
What did he just say?
Butchers.
Butchers.
They're butchering.
No, before that.
The masterpiece. They're mastering the art of butchering there. They're doing everything.
Yes.
Okay.
I always like to go to hang out in places where they're mastering the art of butchering.
Butchers, okay?
Yeah.
So this is my pick, the 28-ounce porterhouse.
And is it
never
open
been-
now or is it soon?
Yeah, today actually. Today's
Today
the
is the very first day. That's why I brought it.
Yasmin today. Toledo opened today. I've never been to Yasmin.
You never been
I've,
there?
I've walked
Never
past
been,
it.
but
My
I
sister's
am
been, I have not.
remedying that this month. Going to take the family before Alex goes back to school.
It is.
And I'm betting that I bet the boys might get that porterhouse.
It is an amazing place. And Peter, you're right. Just put the whole call on the plate. Yeah. You're right.
Can you imagine that
Laura,
porterhouse?
it's 20 out.
That porterhouse with the tomahawk steak from tomahawk from Flying Fish, and also the tomahawk from Topolino's. And
Have you noticed that
I
all
didn't
the
know
time, all the time that I pick a plate for eat it, it is something. It is from the steakhouse. So we need to change the name for meat it. So
We can't have that segment.
so Chris Shepard is here. Hi, Chris.
Shepard's
How are you?
back from the witness protection plan. Welcome back, buddy. It's good to see you.
He's still wearing that red T-shirt though.
And Kelly is asking, is this the Dino steak from the Flintstones? Something similar to that, yes. Well, Jason, yes, it's your turn now.
Oh, you want me to go now?
Yeah.
Okay. I guess I can go. So I went to the other end of the spectrum, quite literally.
It's just weird for
And-
Jason.
Well, I had this experience recently at Citrico's that is, I mean, I don't usually rave over desserts. I mean, I know Carlos is not a dessert person
You're not
at all,
a big,
really.
you're not
No,
a
but
real
it's
I'm not a
beautiful.
big
guy
dessert
either.
person.
But it's
either.
beautiful. But it's beautiful.
But this apple rose at Citrico's, which also just recently reopened, it's a warm pastry, like with imagine like a little soft apple pie kind of feel to it. But so seasonal apples in there, marzipan. Marzipan.
I'm crazy about it.
Marzipan.
That's
So
why we
marzipan
can't
for
call this
me.
segment anything
So
else.
when I was a child, there's this. It's a very this Danish tradition where we do this. Like there's rice pudding, and there's this thing where you hide this almond in the big vat of rice pudding, and then everybody has it, and then whoever gets the almond, you have to like hide it. You can't let anybody know that you have the almond. It's a whole thing, and at the end of the meal, when everybody's finished, then you say, "Oh, I got it," and then you would get this little marzipan like shaped animal. Tasting the first bite of this took me back to my childhood.
Good.
It's incredible. It's got raspberry jam in it, and as Joey would say, jam good, apples good, marzipan good, right? Like, and then there's a little. It's not pictured here, but there's a little dollop of frozen coconut milk, almost with the consistency of gelato. That they just kind of like dollop on top of it. It's
I
so
just want to
good.
know how to cut an apple like this. For
It's
that
so- oh,
topping.
And for those who are
that's
wondering,
gotta be
'cause
difficult.
a couple of people have asked what happened. Just like I did the food review podcast recording with Lou Mongello recently, and I disappear in the middle of the podcast, and he doesn't really explain it very well, and it's because I had to go work. Some of us have to work for a living. And we don't just get to eat our way around the rest of the Epcot Pavilion. Anyway, that's what happened. But
What you
this
don't know
dessert-
is he had to pee really, really bad.
this dessert
cover.
is so
Is the H?
good.
Is the H? Is the H.
Yeah, well, that's right. I know where all the good bathrooms are.
Well,
So anyway, that's
Sadly,
that,
I do too.
The entire meal at Citrico's put it solidly puts Citrico's back at the top of my list. Like we
Citricus is always amazing.
need to do an
I
after
never-
hours dinner there for sure because it's
I never had a bad experience, and I'm so happy that what you explained to me that actually they did not change the name, and what they did in terms of the whole ambience with Mary Poppins Returns was something so subtle and beautiful that
Yes.
I'm pretty.
and they
okay with it.
And they maintain the citrus orientation of like the original purpose of the restaurant. The original focus of the restaurant was that sort of Florida citrus idea. That's why it's Citricos. And there's still those elements that are kind of weaved throughout the menu. And it is so elegantly done in terms of how they brought the Mary Poppins theming into that restaurant. It is a proper, respectful, very mature nod to Mary Poppins.
It's almost like, just really from what I've portrayed of it from other people that have gone, including Jason, is it almost has like a very British feel to it in an odd way, like, which is probably by design.
You mean like stuffy and annoying?
No, just like kind of fancy and nice. And
I don't think they're here. I don't even think I'm not.
You're just being mean to our Brits.
I know. Like I'm gonna get a lot of grief, but they're not here, so it's no fun to make fun of them when they're not here. Anyway.
Ben will make a comment on the replay. We'll hear about it tomorrow.
I know we love them.
But you know one thing, so this was it, and let me just comment to you. What happened with Jason during the podcast was something like magic, and talking about it
was borderline creepy.
Yeah, talking about creepy. This segment was brought to you by Collin Kendall.
Yes. Exactly. I knew it was coming. Just didn't know when. I'll keep it short and sweet and to the point. If you're not following me on Instagram, go ahead and do that. There's some fun things coming. We're going to share some items. The shop is still live, but main thing's Instagram right now. I'm just trying to get over a hump to enjoy a little bit of being able to share some extra things. I'm getting very close to having 10,000 friends over there, and I'd like to welcome any of you that aren't already following along there to come and join me. We have a lot of fun over there. We share a lot of video, a lot of photos, anywhere you can see content that you like that brings a little bit of Disney to your day. So if you know anybody that wants to join, send them my way.
Yes.
We have some fun.
That's pretty important. Collin,
it does help us out immensely sometime here soon to grow.
Collin is pretty close to get to the 10,000 subscribers. Okay, so it's pretty close. Actually, it's like 100 followers to get to that.
It's not far.
Yeah. So everybody, please.
Everybody, clap your hands.
Let's help Collin, and this
it helps us bring new people here too.
Yeah.
Very soon,
this is his Instagram profile guide for WDW.
I'm on the wrong way. And over there.
And after the show, I'd like to ask everybody to share one of Collin's pictures and in your story in Instagram, and invite people to follow his page, please. That'll be great.
It'll help us out big time with the show.
Yes.
So. And Megan Kirsch, I saw your comment that you got your husband to start following me today. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Big time. I'm gonna make it show, yeah.
No,
sorry.
I don't think I count that.
So much larger than...
Buddies, now is the time.
Now is the best time. Truth or confidence?
We're not muted.
No, I know.
So this is fact or fiction. Fact or fiction. The whole idea is that we're gonna come up with a phrase here. Each one of us brought, and we need to find out with the help of our audience if that really happened or not. That it was a fact, it was a fiction. And we're gonna start with Collin Kendall. Collin, I will bring your fact or your fiction.
Oh, I gotta read it because then thing. Oh, is it gonna be on the screen?
You're gonna read it. So
see, I can't give myself away if I read it.
So let's start with Collin. Collin, this is your.
Okay, stern face. I once shot a .42 on the front nine at Disney's Lake Buena Vista golf course. No inflection. Look at that.
I don't even really know what that means.
That's why I chose this.
Like you once shot. Like
so score. Score.
Yeah, I know what that meant, but the 42, is that good? Is it bad? I guess it's all relative, right? Is it?
Well, I will tell you, par on that course, I believe 72 total.
This
total for all 18.
Joe loves
decent.
They're all calling you out. They're all saying fiction. Oh, Jody says fact. Michael says fiction. I'm with you. Chicago Mike.
Marianne is saying fact. Michelle is saying fact.
It's more torn than I thought it would be.
Yeah. I really don't know.
Now, if you would have played golf with me, you might have a better
Yeah,
understanding.
I never played with you. I would say it's a fact. What about you?
Michelle said fact. I'm saying fiction, baby. Fiction.
Wendy's saying fiction. Valerie is saying fact. Ed is saying fiction. Gary is saying
Nobody
fiction.
even ask any questions. They're just gonna figure this out. Like
Peter is being
care.
much more direct. He said, nope.
What drivers you use?
Nobody knows enough about golf except for Carlos.
What do we ask?
So,
Like, was the
Jason
grass
certainly
freshly
does.
mowed? Was Sagittarius in?
Mark Williams says fact. Mark Whitting is saying fact.
Says oddly specific.
Paulo Andreoli, all the way from Brazil. Hello, buddy.
Oh, see, Paul's with me.
Yeah, fiction. Neil said, I believe once a fact. Butch is saying fiction. Sounds like fiction to me is what Mark Jones is saying. Me too is what Jody's saying for fiction. Kelly is saying fiction.
Oh, Kelly.
So, buddy, can you tell us it is fact or is fiction?
So this one is fiction. I believe. I honestly don't remember exactly what it was, but I think they shot like a 45 on the front nine there, or something like that. It was close because it was very close to being one of my best scores. I'm not a good golfer, but I'm not a bad golfer either. So I'm kind of in the middle.
45 and it's fact. Like, we would have been equally impressed.
And it was funny, Colin, because I would not say that I'm a. Even to call myself a golfer is already a stretch. I'm trying to be. But yesterday you asked me if I had an issue in my shoulder because of a soccer game.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want me to watch me playing soccer. No. I'm not good in soccer at all.
No, so I did bring that because, like, to me, for anybody that plays golf, if you know Disney's courses, Magnolia is probably the most difficult, and then it's followed by Palm, and then Lake Buena Vista, which is over by Saratoga Springs rather than Grand Floridian. If you want to play the easiest course, it's by far Lake Buena Vista. So if you're considering playing, there's good options for annual pass holders, and you can rent clubs pretty cheap. I think for us to play 9 holes, it was under $60 a person.
Good options for annual pass holders. Thank you.
Thank you. We appreciate it. Saved me like $40.
Jason, now it's your turn. Let me bring.
Oh yeah, this is a good story.
I'll bring the phrase as you wrote to me. It's just as simple as this.
Yes. Dinner with Billy D. Williams. Yes. So this is 2012, and I can remember the exact. Okay, I remember the exact date, but it was early November 2012. Michelle and I were, and the kids were in Disneyland in Anaheim. We were staying at the Grand Californian Resort, and we were eating. We had sent the kids off somewhere. Who knows where they were? Walking the streets of Anaheim, probably. But Michelle and I had dinner, not just dinner at Napa Rose, which is in the Grand Californian, but we ate at the chef's table. At Napa Rose. So we were just to kind of sit in the chef table. There is that you sit. It's like almost counter, like almost like a counter, but it's really nicer than that. Looking into the kitchen, and the chef walks up to you and like talks to you about the meal and any preferences that you have and allergies and then they just like create this meal for you. It's off menu completely, and it's just a lovely experience. But then you're joined. It's not like a family style thing, but there's other people kind of along. The bar, right? That sort of looking into Napa Rose, the kitchen. So it happens to be not just Napa Rose chef's table, but election night. Presidential election night, 2012. And lo and behold, Billy D. Williams and some other dude sit down. That's right, Billy D. Williams. He looked actually younger then. At the table at the counter thing, and we had this lovely meal like at Napa Rose, with freaking Billy D. Williams, and we talked about the election all night long. It was amazing. It was fantastic. Lovely night. Anyway,
I would say,
and we have to go to Napa Rose at some point too.
I will have to say that, in my opinion, it is fiction.
Okay.
I think it's
I was going to say fiction too, because I think he sat next to
You don't
somebody
even know who
else at
Billy D.
Napa
Williams
Rose.
is. I brought this up yesterday, and Colin says, I don't even know who Billy D. Williams is.
Yeah, I had no idea.
Now I showed
But
the guy.
I do remember you saying something about a meal at Napa Rose. But I don't think it was this person.
I've had multiple meals
that
at
ended up around. I think this is fiction.
You know, there are much more people saying that is fiction than is fact. The bigger the tale,
Just
the more
elaborate
likely
to
is
make
the
this
fiction. Yes, no, but
it
that's
was a
the
different
whole
person.
point.
I see lots of fact. Jody says fact. Megan says fact. Yes, Jody's the Star Wars guy. Zach Brown, nice guy Zach Brown says fact. Ed says fact. Who else we got? Who else do we have saying fact? Terry Darty says fact.
I'm sticking with fiction.
Okay.
So,
Because I'm going to guess. I bet it happened, but I bet it was a different person. That sounds like the only way you can come up with this story.
Zach Brown said, "Do I get bonus points if I guess who was the other person was?"
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. You should get bonus points.
Was he wearing a cape?
No, but they should be.
Whoa!
Like I should be, because capes should come back.
One thing.
I'm going to get you a cane too.
Jason,
walk around.
your dinner with Billy D. Williams.
Never happened.
Told you.
I knew it. I know this guy.
I did end up at Napa Rose Chef's table with
There was a lovely
somebody
night at
famous.
Napa Rose Chef's table. It was election night, and it was 2012. And the person who we actually sat next to was some executive from the Disney Channel, actually. That was.
See, I believe I had heard that
And
story.
I choked because
Whoa.
she said to us, "I mean, because there was so much wine. Because I think we got the wine pairing. Everybody got the wine pairing too. So like, you know how wine pairings are with these things. And so, by the end of the night, everybody's happy and she's offering. She's like, what can I give you? Like, she's asking me like, what do we want? Like, she's gonna call in a favor to like, what do we want to do? Like, she said like. Tell me, what do you want to do in Disneyland? And the only thing I could come up with at that point, because I'm like choking. I don't know. Jace, I felt like Ralphie in A Christmas Story. He's like, what do you want for Christmas, kid? He's like, I don't know, a football or something. Not a football. No.
He wanted an ear hat.
I think we got like World of Color tickets or like special seating for World of Color or something. It was embarrassing.
Let's go to mine. Okay, guys, be ready. I once wrote Tower of Terror with figure skating star Nancy Kerrigan. I once wrote Tower of Terror with figure skating star Nancy Kerrigan.
Now see,
Fact,
I would have believed you if you said Tanya Harding. If you said Tanya Harding, I would have believed you because she would have like bullied you into riding Tower of Terror. But, dude, you don't ride Tower of Terror.
But wait a second, Carlos. How many
Did you
times
follow
has he
her
told
on?
us
Were you like
weird stories
creepily
of random things that Carlos has met people?
I know, but maybe were you like stalking Nancy Kerrigan around the park, and she just happened to go on this attraction, so that's the one time you rode?
I know that Colin's wondering who is this. This is Nancy Kerrigan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, he doesn't know Nancy Kerrigan and Tanya Harding and all that, the whole drama around the. What was that? The 1992 Olympics.
That was 4 years before I was born, Jason.
Why
would I know that?
Was it 92? I think it was 92.
That's the whole point. It was a long time ago.
When you could stomach Tower of Terror.
And actually, we realized that she was riding with us only when we left the
because
vehicle.
She limped.
No, because then I realized there was a lot of. It was not like security, but there was kind of an entourage with her. And that's why I realized. So,
I love the way you say that.
Were you in the Fast Pass line?
No, I cannot remember. I just remember that when we enjoyed the experience, and then she left. When we left, we saw everybody saying, "Oh, Darren Collins saying fact."
Yeah,
Okay?
you're saying you put Daryl up because you have 16 fictions on here, buddy.
Let me see.
I love Michael says, my knee.
Mine, yes. Michelle's in
I
fiction.
couldn't imagine her
Butch is
waiting
in
standby.
fiction. Did you hit her on her knee? No, no way.
Yes,
no,
Jody, she
no.
wasn't dancing with the
Hi,
stars.
Michael. Michael Riley's here. Hi, Michael. You know one thing? The Michaels Rileys changed their symbol, their photos. I don't know which is the Michael Riley now.
I never knew before, really.
Valerie's in fiction. Laura's in fiction. Carlos has met so many famous people. Ask about Springsteen's story. What? I can tell that one another time. Well, it's not in Disney, so I cannot use in fact or fiction. Daryl.
I don't think that was a guideline.
Heather said he hates Tower of Terror fiction. Fiction.
I think it's fiction too. Yeah.
Everybody's in fiction. Terry, let's see, Terry. Did she had a bad attitude like she's writing the? Actually, not. She was really nice. She was really nice. She was. Really
Wait. So she
Because
rode
he
in the
didn't
Disney
talk to her.
parade?
So, it seems that she showed up in the parade after that, but I only saw her when we left the elevator, the whole thing.
Wait.
is
You saw
fiction.
her where?
It was funny because I wrote the
Was it
thing.
funny?
She was with us in the vehicle.
Oh,
in the-
okay. Mhm.
And when we left, I realized it was her.
From her back.
No, because there was an entourage waiting, and then I was not discreet at all. I like, who's that? And I went to see. Oh, okay, that's why I meet famous people because I'm curious.
Because
about
he's that guy
I
that
know
just
who's
show
that?
up, "Hey, who are you?"
Yeah. And that happened.
Okay. That's fiction.
Okay,
That's fiction. Yeah.
it is fact. Oh, it did happen. Yes, it was.
Dreams don't count, buddy.
It was mid-90s. It was mid-90s. It was me and Candida. By that time, I used to write Tower of Terror. Yes.
Wow.
What happened to me is that on early 2000s, when Maria was born, something clicked on me. Why you laughing? Why you laughing? What happened?
Yeah, sorry, I read a comment.
Something clicked on you, all right.
And yeah, it was. So it is fact. Fact.
Wow. Look at that.
I got it.
Stump the chump.
Yes.
Yeah, good. Very good.
Okay, I always like this segment. We don't do pretty often, thank God. But
We're out of lies.
yeah, it's hard to come up with something like that. Yeah, and most of the time, no, the first time was what I did was fiction. The second time I cannot remember which one I brought. It was with the one we did with Eric and Claire. Okay.
We had them on the show. We had Claire on the show.
Yes, and then we did the
Moment of weakness.
yes, the fact or fiction. Okay. So now this segment, fact or fiction,
Fact or fiction?
was probably brought by
All the fact part is brought to you by Here with the Magic, Here with the Facts, and sometimes the fiction. Well, thank you, Carlos, for giving me this opportunity to talk about Here with the Magic and, in particular, what's coming tomorrow on the lunch break. It is Friday and it is summer, and because of that, it is the next installment of the Summer Picnic series, where I'm going to be heading on over to, well, I hate to say this out loud because Joe Logan's here, but we're going to be heading over to Fort Wilderness, Disney's Fort Wilderness Resort, for a picnic. We do a little takeout from P&J's, and enjoy.
watch out for the family size chicken dinner.
I will. I know. I gotta remember to not order that by accident. I thought you were gonna say watch out for Goofy. Watch out for Goofy. Remember that? Anyway,
Good song.
also, I would invite you to also check out the videos, the many videos over on youtube.com/Here with the Magic. I don't know why I went to that.
I need a card. I need a card for that. Yeah.
Yeah, you too. And also on Instagram, it's easy. It's Instagram.com/Here with the Magic, YouTube.com/Here with the Magic, and Facebook.com/Here with the Magic. Surprise. Yeah. That's all I want to talk about tonight.
Yeah, but that's something I like to recommend everybody at the morning
The
minute.
morning minute. You love the morning minute.
I love
you
the
can't get
morning
enough of the morning minute.
And actually, and Jason brought me to tears yesterday. Not Jason. Here's the magic.
It doesn't take much.
Yeah. No, but it was so
I do bring him to
beautiful.
tears.
It was so beautiful. That video of the balloon, the Disney Springs balloon, and hot air balloon in the sunset, with the song.
I'd like to say it wasn't purposeful, but
and the song, if people don't know what we're talking about, the song was Moon River, and it was performed by Audrey Hepburn. It was so beautiful. It was so beautiful. I love that.
Carlos is a sucker for that song.
Yes, and it was great, buddy. So that I share with everybody. So and that's one thing that is really important to ask for you, the audience. It is that when we ask for you to share our content, is that try to take that content as almost it's yours too. So it's something that brings a good moment for you, a value for you, or whatever it is, and you feel that it's like yours. Share with your friends, because that makes a lot of difference.
Even your enemies. Share it even with your enemies.
Or yes.
Maybe especially your enemies. Maybe it'll soften them up a little.
Michael Riley's proof is Moon Liver. No, it's Moon River.
That's a very different song.
Very different video. That's the Butcher video.
Yeah,
exactly. You know, remember the Yachtsman we talked about a minute ago?
But it's
and
that brings me to one thing to say, is that now is the time. Now is the best time. Yes, Jody is saying the morning minute is so wonderful, so relaxing, and clears my mind from stress. Yeah, me too. Well, Michael Kump is saying Moon River is only Andy Williams, but the Audrey Hepburn. You know, there's another version of that with Morrissey from the Smiths, which is beautiful too. Which is beautiful too. Okay, Carlos is talking to himself again. Well,
we're just here for the company.
The topic. Let's go to our top three, and the topic for our top three today is the following: top 3 architectural wonders at Walt Disney World. Oh my gosh, we're getting fancy.
Good. I gotta pull up my list.
Yeah,
so I don't get yelled at.
So let's start with let's start with Jason's list.
Oh, sure.
Because I don't have mine up yet.
Jason, let's start with your number 3.
My number 3 cheat.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yes, but I kind of understood yet. Yeah, it was
okay,
right.
Good.
Yeah.
So it's my number 3 because how do you choose? It's like choosing children, right? So my number 3 architectural wonder in Walt Disney World are the Peter Dominick resorts, which of course in Walt Disney World are the Wilderness Lodge and the Animal Kingdom Lodge, Jumbo House. And in Disneyland, it's, as we just talked about it, it's the Grand Californian. All were designed by Peter Dominick and his firm. And you know what I also learned recently? Peter Dominick passed away a few years ago.
Yes, a few years ago.
Yes,
he was 69.
He was young.
69, yes.
Yes, young kids. I said young.
Yeah.
No comment.
I just think that these resorts, they set a new standard. I mean, they just clearly set a new standard for like bringing a park experience, like a park, something that is as impressive as a park experience. You know, that feel of walking into a park, you know, and the music's playing, and that there's this grand reveal, and bringing that experience to a resort on Disney property. I think he just nailed it. Absolutely nailed it. And the theming, everything, not just the design of the building itself, but the design of the grounds around these buildings. You think about the Animal Kingdom Lodge and how when you come in from the lobby, you're actually coming in on the 3rd floor. There's another 2 floors below you. It's just and same with Wilderness Lodge too. I mean, it's just really amazing. It's a wonderful experience. These are resorts that I would certainly put on a must-do list in terms of if you come to Walt Disney World and you haven't seen these resorts, you need to spend some time to go and visit and explore these places. You don't have to stay there to enjoy them.
Yep.
You know what our audience just learned?
What's that?
Jason's an elaborate cheater. That's 3 for 1.
But
for
the record, I didn't add the picture.
But
nope. That's all you get. You're done. That's Jason's top 3. See you guys later.
I'm out.
Collin, you're number 3.
So I got to remember what order I put these in because I put them in order and I don't know. If
I will show
you.
you. Yeah.
Please hold his hand through this.
Oh,
yeah,
what a surprise! What a surprise! What a surprise!
Come on.
Hey,
that's
I didn't put it at number 1.
incredible.
Didn't put it at number 1. You already stole the entire resort plus 2 more, so shut up.
Sure, you can choose an appendage of one of my choices. Sure.
Exactly. You're gonna deal with it. And you're gonna like it. So I'm always gonna choose Boulder Ridge. I love this lobby, the small lobby. Compared to the much larger one, I think this one's overlooked. But you guys have heard me rant and rave about this forever. But everything from the rock work in the area where the elevator is, to the seating areas that they've gotten built in, to the fireplaces, to simply the second and third floor where you have little seating areas on the opposite side of where this image is taken, where you can actually sit down and just kind of it overhangs into this space and just kind of enjoy it. It's a quiet space, fun space, but you guys have heard this from me many times, but it had to be on my list.
Yep.
Just be glad it wasn't number 1.
But Terry Stinson Darty is asking if it's just 3. Grand Floridian is not one of them. Nope. No, the Grand Floridian is not.
No, Grand Floridian was designed after, I believe, the hotel in California.
Well,
in San Diego.
It's a mix. It's a mix of Coronado
in San Diego, yes.
In San Diego, and also the other classic, one in Florida.
The classic beach hotels in Florida.
Flagler Resort.
Yeah, Flagler.
I don't know who the architect for that was.
Flagler.
Yeah.
Flagler.
Yes. I think you just
Words
had it
lost
right
all
and you
meaning.
changed it.
But one thing. Let me go to my number 1. Sorry, number 3.
You're pulling a
really
Jason
hurting
on
this along tonight.
Which is Space Mountain and there's one thing that I have to complain here is I would love to see if that we could have something like credits for all those attractions and things like that, because I was trying to find a specific the people being credited for what they do.
Oh, I'm with you.
Okay. And when it comes to attractions, we don't know the specific.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right. Like the end of a movie.
Yeah. The specific person or the specific company or the specific team that did this beautiful thing, which is a Space Mountain, and there is an overall Imagineering responsible for the attraction. But I know that he relied in the work of others, and it is, for me, it's really important if we could have those different efforts credited. So
it's like they need a museum of Imagineering.
But it's one thing. This is
weird.
It is amazing. I think Space Mountain always struck me as in the style and everything, all the little details that it could always. It's a building that always amazed me, and I needed to bring that as my number 3. I know that this is a list that was always such. It's always hard to bring because there's such a different and beautiful architectural wonders in Walt Disney World. But Space Mountain needs to be on the top. It is iconic.
And I think you meant to make an honorable mention of Spaceship Earth. Isn't that correct?
No, I cannot do that because I can't.
Rude.
Yeah, I can't.
Rude.
Yeah. So Jason, you're number 2.
Well, the prelude to my number 2 would, of course, be Spaceship Earth, to satisfy our good friend Terry Darty. But my real number 2 is actually in the same park as Spaceship Earth, but it's not Spaceship Earth. It's the Morocco Pavilion, because, I mean, why not? This is, I think, by far the most beautiful of the Epcot pavilions in terms of. Just its elegance, level of detail, the authenticity that is represented here. I mean, and not just in terms of what's represented, but how it was created, and that the King of Morocco, who helped bankroll this, sent over royal craftsmen to work on the tiles, and I forget the name of the guys who do it's not they're not like sort of like mason workers. But anyway, but everything is every time I'm in this space, and I'm in this space a lot, as you guys know, I discover something new. Mm-hmm. Just looking at things from a different angle, pausing in a different spot, finding something that's like a little plaque that has some information on it that I never noticed before, that explains what this building is, or what this archway is, or what this tower represents. Like, it's a really, really great pavilion, and we were commenting on this last week when we were there. It is, even though it doesn't have an attraction per se, especially since the belly dancer's not there anymore. It is.
I don't think that counts.
Oh yeah, it counts. Definitely counts.
And Zach Brown may have actually belly danced a little bit last week, but
that's a scary sight.
Talk about that later.
Did you get in the outfit too?
I did not. No, I did not participate or encourage this at all. Anyway, but I should point out this: the restaurant Marrakesh, which is not open yet for dining, it is open as like a space to go in and sit and rest and eat. You can take your food in there. It's air conditioned. It's beautiful. And you can kind of imagine the belly dancer in the middle of the floor, but it's really,
you
really,
can take
really
one with you.
Just
buy them a park ticket and wander on in.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Michelle won't feel
I
generous about that.
Well, maybe I could take one with me.
Yes, you could take one with me. Yes,
I do agree with you. And in terms of authenticity, it's also amazing. It's probably one of the most authentic pavilions that we have there. Collin, what about your number 2?
Okay, so my number 2 is actually one that I wouldn't have put on my list a long time ago, but I actually put it on my list after a conversation I had with Matt Krul of the Imagineering podcast recently, and it's Expedition Everest. And he had been on a tour, and he told me quite a bit of things that had been on the tour when I was doing some of my live shows, and he was just explaining kind of the scale of what you see in Everest when you're actually able to walk the mountain, which is truly would be an incredible experience when you start to think about the scale of that project, and not only what they were able to create, but how they tended to transform the park from the queue to what you see around you and the atmosphere of the park, and just everything has a corresponding flow to it that is truly a feat of engineering and architecture for that matter. And it's one of those things that you see it from a distance, you immediately know that you couldn't find it anywhere else. And because nobody would put the time and money into making it a reality the same way that Disney would. And it truly is an incredible feat. They've done some shows on it showing the inside of it in much greater depth than what most guests will ever actually see. And that's kind of the whole point of the matter. They hide it so well. And I know they have the issue of the Yeti not working and so on and so forth, and there's mixed stories on if that's possible to fix or if it's not possible to fix, and even Disney admits that themselves. But there is a level of craftsmanship there that you don't see many places, even on Disney property. The level of detail you get at Expedition Everest and the way that it really did transform that park when they built it is pretty neat to see. So it kind of had to be on my list, and we might have Matt on the show here in the not-so-distant future. So a little teaser there for some friends here.
Ooh.
Spoiler alert!
Yeah.
Exactly. Something to look forward to.
Not after tonight.
I can imagine it's in about an hour. I'm not coming on that show anymore.
Let's go to my number 2, though. So I remember now. And actually, this is the only one that I can bring a credit. That I can bring. Actually, I had the opportunity to find which were the ones responsible for the architectural design. So we're talking about the Disney's Contemporary Resort, and it is not only amazes me from outside, but mainly from inside. When you go inside and see the big atrium and all the details that you have on that. And the ones that were responsible actually was it was a team effort by Disney, the United States Steel Corporation, and an architect called Welton Beckett. Actually, sadly, Welton Beckett passed away before the building was done. But this is my second pick. It's a Disney Contemporary Resort, and I think that probably a lot of people would agree with that. It is a architectural wonder. It's always amazing. It's always modern. I love.
And Bob Hope was there for the dedication ceremony.
The dedication ceremony, yes.
Bob Hope. People?
Yeah,
Colin doesn't even know who Bob Hope is.
Do you know what is Bob Hope, Colin?
I know the name. That's about it.
Sad.
I could come up with a list of names that neither one of you know about.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah.
It's just on the other end of the spectrum.
You can't just give us the names of your neighbors, though. Bill and Carol Smith.
Sadly, that sounds familiar.
One thing, Jason. Let's go to your number one.
My number one takes us actually back over to Animal Kingdom, and it is the Tree of Life. I mean, need I say more? It's 145 feet tall. Did you know it's 165 feet across? That I think that's a new number I just discovered today when I was reading more about it. There are 320 animals that are carved into the trunk and the branches and the roots. The whole thing was engineered from it's kind of a re-engineered oil rig platform. It's got a theater below where you can get stung in the butt. It's like
that Carlos loves so much.
He does love it.
It's
incredible. It's incredible, and I think and this goes kind of hand in hand with last week when we were talking about needing to walk around. I'm just going to ignore them. Needing to walk around the path, the trails all around Tree of Life, because you really that's the best way to experience it and get up close and see the various animals. And I kid you not, every time I'm there, I discover a new animal that I haven't seen before or I don't remember seeing at my age, So it's like they're all new.
So Terry saying, so I would guess that means that Colin has no idea that Bob Hope is connected to Buona Bob's.
I don't even know what any of those things are.
I don't know what Buona Bob is either.
Me too.
No clue.
Actually, Terry, the three of us are the three of us are totally lost on that. But everybody said Jason is bringing another tree. Yes, Jason and his trees.
He likes his trees.
Yeah,
I do. It's true.
One thing.
I call him a tree hugger.
I get to sit back and relax.
Colin, let's go to your number one.
No, Jason already ruined my number one, so maybe I shouldn't say it.
No, and Jason and the audience. No,
that's cool. No, my number one's Spaceship Earth, and it's because of what they managed to. Yeah, thanks, Jason. Appreciate it. It's cool. It's cool. Remember, paybacks are miserable. That's the nice way of saying it.
I didn't know.
No, I really enjoyed the thought that went into Spaceship Earth. Nobody else is going to do this, and it's kind of up there with Expedition Everest for me because it's so you don't want to say unnecessary, but it's one of those things they didn't have to do, but they chose to anyway. And it's really become an icon of the Disney experience, especially Epcot as a whole. Plus, they put an attraction in it, and it's still funny to this day to hear people think it's a roller coaster, but it's something that everybody can experience, and I think other people outside of Disney probably would not have used that space in that same way. And it's pretty neat that they did. It's something that anybody that walks through the park can enjoy. And if you see it with the lights on, or you experience the photos that have come out of, or you see some of the historical things, there's a great book that was put out, I guess, in the 80s. I have 2 copies of it, actually, the long version and the short version, that was built, that was from Epcot, pre-Epcot, before they actually opened the park. Some of the details of things that were both in the park, but also were to come to the park, some of which did not show up in the park, like Equatorial Africa. But there are some amazing pictures of the construction being developed for this and the process around it, and where they've borrowed animatronics, and there's so many things that go into it, and many that a lot of people don't realize, just the average guest, but it's something they didn't have to do, but they chose to do, and they made it on a very large scale that is quite impressive. I mean, that's the least you could say, and also be probably one of the most iconic things in all of Disney.
So Buana Bob was a Bob was he when I wonder if Buana Bob was in Road to Morocco.
Good. Then it will be then we
No.
then it
Maybe
will
he
be a
rides a
major
camel.
then a major
Like our show.
coincidence. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But
I think Spaceship Earth is
it's
important
amazing.
that's on that list. Yeah.
Yes, and it's not only for the architectural part of it, but the structural engineering of the whole building.
And the Phoenicians.
And yes,
In the harbor.
Yes.
Yes.
No, it really is cool, though, from an Imagineering perspective, how many animatronics have been borrowed from either presidents, from the Hall of Presidents, that have been rebuilt over the years. I mean, there's some cool history there. It's pretty neat.
But the whole system, and to understand that you have an attraction that they fit it in that structure and how it goes up and down, it is amazing. It is an amazing.
And the amount of engineering that had to be put into how to even get the vehicles up and down that structure. It's incredible when you start to read about it, what it takes to even move those type of things that far. It's neat. It's very neat. I really encourage anybody to read about it if you get the chance, or pick up one of those books. The longer one's great. The shorter one's great too, but it's not as good.
It's not as long.
And let me go to my number one, the last of our top three, the top three wonders, architectural wonders at Walt Disney World. And my number one is actually the Imagination Pavilion. The whole structure, as not only as the pyramids and things like that, but how it functions inside, the different levels and the different little venues that you have inside that pavilion. I think it is amazing, and it is probably one of the sites from Epcot that strikes me the most. It's really for me, and again. I tried to find as much information about who was behind the design of that, or who the team or the company, and there's no clear indication about it. And I wish we could have something like the credits as we have in a movie. So the whole thing with the I love the Imagination Pavilion. For me, from Future World, along with Spaceship Earth, the Imagination Pavilion is great. Horizons was also a nice one, just to do a quick honorable
until it
mention.
sunk into the ground.
we still don't know. Let's see.
We don't know for sure.
We don't know for sure. Yeah.
For anybody, I know there are a couple people that asked about what book. It's a book called Walt Disney's Epcot Center, Creating a New World of Tomorrow is the full title. I just looked it up. There's a few copies around on Amazon and eBay and places. You can still find it. It's been out of print for a very long time though. But if anybody's looking for it, there's a few around.
And that was our top three, and it brought by a strange sound.
I thought that we weren't going to talk about that tonight.
No, yeah, we're always talking. I just
Probably that my ears ringing from when I hit my head.
I thought.
It was fast.
Jason's beaming me up over there, and then boom, here it is.
Jason, can you explain?
Yes, sir.
What's that sound, please?
With the military
Well,
now?
we're all wondering what that sound is, and I'm going to tell you, it's our favorite segment, except for Collin, where we will play for you a brief little sound from somewhere in Walt Disney World. Your job is to tell us what it is, where it's coming from, all the details, as detailed as you can get. Put it in the comments. This week, you will win a great, big, giant nothing. But lots of admiration from your fellow Disney lovers.
Yes.
Or not.
No, and I think this week is kind of balanced. I feel like it's kind of a nice balanced week.
Let's see. Let's
Like
go to the first
nutritionally.
one. In 1, 2, and 3.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go again. In 1, 2, and 3. Woo.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
That's Jason's 4th grade jazz ensemble. That's my
It was
guess.
good. It was good.
Well, you very much. Well, very much.
He was good with his jazz hands. That's where he got the magic.
Yeah.
Terry said you could let the winner be on the show. We tried that, Terry.
Yeah.
People didn't want to be dealing with
They
us.
didn't want to be on. They're like, nah, I'm
Nobody
good.
liked us.
You know what?
It's okay.
I'm good. That's what they would say.
Caleb saying Impressions de France.
Oh, Impressions of France.
Chris saying
reasonable.
somewhere in the
Gotta fix my weight
Epcot Spaceship Earth entrance area, specifically
attention to me.
one of the songs. Sarah is saying the Spaceship Earth entrance area, the area in Spaceship Earth. Peter Muniz is skipping CD. I have absolutely nothing. Marianne saying sounds like
Wow.
nothing. Big
Chris
golf
Shepard,
ball.
you know better.
Well,
Joe Logan say Wilderness Lodge lobby. No clue.
We do have a couple correct answers.
Yes, we already have.
Yes,
I
we
think
do.
so.
Yes, we do.
If
We
I'm
have
correct.
what was that?
The first one
I
was
said if
Sarah.
I'm correct, there's
Sarah.
some correct answers here.
Sarah was
Sarah
the first one.
Collins, Lisa Milam. Yes.
Let's review it.
You're
So
a
I'm
wizard,
just gonna
Harry.
Put, like speakers in my yard just to freak out the neighbors. It's like gloriousness lives here. What?
But you know one thing. Quick question, because this week
Now is the time?
No, I was
the best time.
asking you about something about Instagram, and I was listening to Papillon to the song.
Yeah,
And
the
do
Wings of
they
Carlos
continue
broke
playing? Do they continue
I've not
playing?
heard. I've not
You never heard of that? Oh, well, we do have it.
Wait,
yeah.
changes at night.
Butterflies
too, I
don't
believe.
last forever, Carlos. Butterflies don't last forever.
Yes, on the wing of the butterfly. Now that's the name of the yeah. Well, let's go to the second sound in 1, 2, and 3.
Mm-hmm.
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 You go
That's the
again.
wheel on Carlos's scooter.
Yes, it's my scooter.
If only we had that video.
In
Oh,
one-
I have the video, Colin. Oh, I have the video. Yes, sir, I do.
in one.
Maybe I
two-
should post. Oh,
be
how many of
hilarious.
you would like me to post that video with Carlos's permission, of course, on the after hours?
Or without. That's okay too.
You can go. No problem. No problem. You can do that.
Okay. All right.
In 1, 2, and 3. For the second time. Then in 1, 2, and 3.
Really quiet.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I hear fireworks.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
It's that time. And now is the time. Now is the best time.
Or something really bad's happening.
You know,
outside your house.
sometimes there's a particular ad in TV that they say now is the time. That the sunrise. Now is the best time.
How is the time? All right. So, do we have any answers yet? So Lisa, the Morocco lunch break. Yeah, no, that was not the cart sound from
Morocco
Morocco. Thank you for reminding me of that.
Morocco Pavilion.
I see Jungle Cruise. No. Zach Brown and Butterfly in the Sky. I could go find. Oh man, I missed that.
Hollywood Studios.
You gotta look.
More cowbell.
Reading rainbow.
The Utilidors Body Wars.
No.
The spot.
Wow. I knew this was
stoplight.
hard. It was. I mean,
I
it
don't
was
know what
featured.
this one is,
Again, it was
actually.
featured. It was featured on a lunch break last week, but it's okay. I know not everybody has time to make it to those. Busy. It's okay.
Remember that comment you made earlier that some of us work?
I don't try. It's lunchtime. Everybody needs some lunch. Everybody needs a break. Everyone needs a break. Do you need a break today?
From Jason.
What's this?
No, and you know, and usually my physiotherapy is actually at noon now, so that's why it's for me. Tomorrow, for instance, I would not be able to watch it.
You get your physical therapy done while you watch the lunch break.
And you can listen
I already
to Carlos
did it
screaming
once.
all the way in Orlando.
So no, it was. I think we should do the. I don't think they're gonna get it.
So let's
I think
reveal
it's
it.
too hard. I think
Yeah.
we stumped them.
Let's go. So no, it's
It
funny.
gets so quiet there. It gets so quiet. You can there's music playing, but you can't hear it. Either that or it was Colin snoring.
So
I
so
can't.
it's what's that sound? But it's no sound.
No, there was
that
sound.
was fair.
There was- what the new segment? What sound should be there?
Exactly. You have to guess.
Oh, Sarah said what? And I watched this lunch break.
That's right, Sarah did. Thank you very much, Sarah. Thank you very much. That was Jumbo House and Animal Kingdom Lodge. For those of you wondering, but let's just pretend that didn't happen and move on to the third.
To the third one in 1, 2, and 3.
Attention, the current security threat has been raised to level 5.
I know.
What you don't want to hear on the announcements.
You're like, wait, is 5 bad or is 5 like the middle?
not really
like I don't know.
sure.
Like, what is this? How worried should I be?
Is this 1 to 5 or 1 to 10?
let me repeat it in 1, 2, and 3.
Attention, the current security threat has been raised to level 5.
So we do have here Flight of Passage, level 5 security, a Buzz Lightyear, the left floor. From our
back.
he's
baby.
back. Yes.
Somebody said Jason's refrigerator.
Peter. Callie saying Flight of Passage. Heather saying Alien Encounter. Buzz Lightyear spaceship, Space Ranger Spin is what Caleb's saying. Flight of Passage. Jason trying to sneak into Ratatouille is what Zach's saying. Dinosaur.
Promo.
Michelle was there. Mission Space. Kilimanjaro Safari. Elena is saying, Elena all the way from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, Space Mountain. All scary stuff is what Kalen's saying. Alien Encounter. Galaxy's Edge is what Terran's saying. Stitch Great Escape. Buzz Lightyear.
So no one
anybody
has
gotten it right so
said
far?
it yet, but we do
Okay,
have
good. My answer's still on the table.
one person has picked the correct park.
Oh, really?
One person has picked the correct park, but otherwise,
Well, I may be wrong.
I
there.
did.
This
I
is
didn't
just
saw
one.
that.
Just one.
I didn't saw
just
that.
one. Just one as far as I could tell. Yeah,
Oh yes. Yeah, you're right.
Just
You're
one.
right.
Yeah, just one. As far as I
Well,
can
can I tell which is the park?
tell. I guess.
It's Disney's Hollywood Studios.
Oh, there was more than one then.
Was there?
Now, you know it. Now there was
No,
Rise.
Laura
of-
said Rise.
Rise,
Yeah. It's not, by the way.
I think I got a guess on this.
Do you?
Do you?
Yeah. I'm gonna hold it because I think somebody's gonna get this.
Mm.
Yeah.
Can we
I
play one
think
more time? Can we play one more time, just for fun, just for Bob Hope.
In 1, 2, and 3.
Attention, the current security threat has been raised to level 5.
rock roller coaster. No,
Oh,
but
we
we,
didn't-
we got one. We got the first ride was Valerie.
Yeah, let's play the reveal.
Valerie.
Attention, the current security threat has been raised to level 5.
Which reminds me, I suggest we run a diagnostic of the field defenses. Better to be safe than sorry.
Attention, we are now ready to begin pre-boarding for flight 6017 non-stop service to Coruscant.
I still love this attraction, even though I get mad every time. I mean, mad.
Why?
There's no attraction. I don't think there's any other attraction in a Walt Disney World and Walt Disney parks period that regularly disappoints me, but I keep coming back, like Star Tours. But I love it. And the queue is half of the attraction. The queue is
After
amazing.
tonight's show, they're gonna have your name written on the wall somewhere.
I am so disappointed every time. You know why? Because I know how many scenes there are supposed to be, people.
But you know one thing.
Why do I always get Naboo? I don't even like Naboo. I don't want to go underwater again. I know how it ends. I want to go somewhere else.
Thank you,
This
Disney.
makes me sick
Thank you,
every time
Disney.
I've ridden
Thank
it. I've
you.
only ridden it, I think, once or twice.
One thing, but you know that the
Random my eye.
that documentary on Disney Plus, the one from behind the attraction, my favorite one was the one with Star Tours. It was really nice. I really liked that episode.
I really do love Star Tours. The whole thing, it's themed just perfectly. And like, you walk into that first room, and I love how they just give you that big scene with C-3PO and R2-D2 in the very first room that you go into, and it is. I'm like a 7-year-old all over again. Every time I walk into that room, I just love it. I love it, and then I'm disappointed by the end.
Yes. I was trying to read here the comments, and that was our What's That Sound.
I saw that D plus, and I
it
thought it
was-
was somebody's rating for our show tonight.
Well, they're not mutually exclusive, Colin. They're not mutually exclusive.
At least it's not a D minus.
The truth is that I kindly like to ask everybody that is following us watching us to like and share this video, to promote after hours with your friends, with your communities, with your.
Do you do that with
Some bug
strings?
spray.
That was the strings.
Yeah. Pedro is helping me with it.
He's like pulling it across.
Yeah. And it's going over.
Cheap 3D tricks.
So I hope everybody enjoyed the show. It was really fun one to do. We're preparing some neat stuff for next week, and actually for the weeks ahead, we're gonna have some guests coming in 2 weeks from now, and 3 weeks from now too, and probably 4 weeks from now too. We're gonna have a lot of guests already lining up.
I'm off the hook.
And thank you, everybody. If you're watching us in the replay, don't forget to make the comments. Don't forget to watch us live every Thursday night, 9 p.m. You can watch both YouTube and Facebook.
Oh, Carlos, I forgot to say something. Can I add something real quick?
Yes, please.
So, I have been working on something behind the scenes. I wanted to go ahead and share that out with this group because it may influence one of those guests that's coming up in the not so distant future for us. I've got a book out that's coming out with Celebrations Press that we did. They used some of my photos in it. Pre-order went on sale this week, so it's the first time that you can get some of my photos in print along with their content and some neat things. There's knocked something off my desk.
That's not important.
That's what happens when you talk with your hands. But yeah, I'll share the link somewhere that you all can find it, but celebrationspress.com will probably get you there as well. The pre-order's up until September, and I think they ship then. But opportunity to get something in print as well as some neat book content, kind of a special edition. So
Good.
A little foreshadowing there for us.
And we're so happy and proud.
Yes.
It's been nice. It's been a fun little partnership that Tim was nice enough to share my way. So
Good.
it's fun to be a part of.
We're happy and proud, as I said. Congratulations, buddy. And
Thanks, buddy.
And please share that in our community.
Will do.
Fan
Will
page,
do.
please.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you all have a magical rest of the week. Take care. Be safe. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
See
ya.
you guys. Good night.
Ready to begin. Let the wonder take hold. Feel it draw you in. Watch the moment unfold. Spark a dream on the we're meant to follow. Setting off for a new tomorrow. Every step we take. New hope, new day. Every choice we make helps us find our own way. Every wish that we pull into motion, diving in with our hearts wide open. Stories come alive when we look inside a new adventure there in your eyes. It's just beginning. Feel your heart beat faster. Reach out and find your happily ever after. Find your happily ever after. Now we're on our way. Leave your fears behind us. Not so far away from the dreams that live inside us. Moving down this road we've chosen. There's a limit to where we're going. Stories come alive when we look inside. New adventure there in your eyes. It's just beginning. Feel your heart beat faster. Reach out and find your happily ever after. Find your happily ever after. The battles, the stories, the losses, and all the glories were changed by the way we live every day. Just look up and reach to the sky. We all have the courage to fly. The story